What am I looking at? I seriously am starting to think that the tagline for the year 2020 is, but wait, there's more. And that more is always pretty scary and mildly life-threatening. Case in point, the murder hornet. I don't know about you, but when a term like murder hornet is trending on Twitter, I stop and pay attention. And this isn't some made-up internet slang for these hornets. This is what researchers call them. And as far as nicknames go, this one is pretty spot on. Apparently, these are the world's largest hornets. They measure anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches. In case you're wondering what that looks like, this is what that looks like. This is a honeybee, and this is a murder hornet. Let's move on. I wish the size of this thing was the worst part about it, but it's not even close. So they form these large colonies, and they can form them anywhere from trees to decks to sheds to garages to holes in the wall to my all-time favorite, the ground. They're giant hornets that are up to 2 inches, forming colonies in the ground. As fate would have it, these ground nesting giant bugs are extremely predatory. That's right, after their colonies are firmly established, they send out workers into the wide world to go find resources and protein to help raise next year's queen. Protein. They need protein. Where are they getting this protein from? Great question. Remember honeybees? You know, the little bugs that are really important when it comes to pollinating flowers and fruits like apples and cherries and blueberries, those guys. So these murder hornets love attacking honeybees. And what it looks like when they do is absolute carnage. Worthy of nightmares. They go attack these beehives, they rip the heads off the bees, they eat their larvae and pupae, and then they take over the hive. So some poor beekeeper somewhere is like, let me check on my bees. And they come up and they're like, what's all this stuff on the ground? It's thousands and thousands and thousands of headless bee bodies. They will aggressively defend the hives that they take over. The absolute cherry on top of the entire situation is that these things are really venomous, as in they have 7 times the amount of venom in their sting as honeybee. On top of that, they can not only sting through bee suits, but they can sting you multiple times and are potentially deadly to people who aren't even allergic to stings. Looks like it's time to hit the old dusty trail. When I read stories like this, I take solace in the fact that these things exist in other countries. But because it's 2020 and this is the year of the comeuppance, these murder hornets were officially sighted in Blaine, Washington. So now scientists are in a race to detect and eradicate these things before they get firmly established in the United States. They're an invasive species that could change our ecology forever, and nature relies on harmony and balance, and these things are not here for that. They're like, no, we're gonna rip the heads off of your bodies, eat your children, and take over the homes you built. Maybe they belong here. If you're in the Washington State area, please go to Washington State University's website because they have great resources on the identification and reporting of murder hornet sightings. And if you come across these things, don't try to get rid of them yourself. Don't be a hero. That's all for now. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. I'm out of ideas. Does someone want to put together like a mood board? Shout out to everybody watching this. There's a whole lot more where that came from. Tune in next time to see you outside. I think there's too much news.